We start off by just letting go, bring the mind back to yourself. Today, we can practice doing nothing. It is something that everyone here have done regularly, I guess. It's when you finish everything, your day is over and you just go back to your favorite seat and just plop down there. Plop down, sink in with yourself. In the first few moments where you are not preoccupied with thoughts of what you should be doing next, your mind are preoccupied with just being yourself. Imagine those times, no? You're just with yourself. Meaning, doing nothing here means that you are not taking any further action from this. Your attention, you know what you're knowing right now. Knowing yourself, being yourself. This is the truth, the fact of what you are currently being aware of. We just have to just acknowledge that we already know that and do nothing while maintaining that clarity, that clarity of the fact that you're still with yourself. Like a self check-in. In Thai, doing nothing, we have a word for it. It's not a singular word, but rather combination, a strings of words. We call it ไม่ทำอะไรไม่ means not ทำ means action อะไร means any so no action or no further action as we already place our mind with ourselves there's no need for any further action but to make sure that our mind doesn't slip but I have to keep watch or rather sometimes just check in with yourself you're maintaining going through the motion feeling like control means there's a tension or pressure that builds up sometime by itself in those cases just tell yourself to let go what am I doing I'm not doing anything and the body relax not doing anything just with myself taking break taking rest moment by moment present by present with ease. Relax. You're not working, you're relaxing. Encapsulated by the image of slouching back on your chair, on your couch, after completing your day's work. You're done. Let's not do anything but be here for the moment. Remain here. Don't go anywhere. While you're relaxing behind the scene, the mind is doing its best with the good energy, purity inside them that is flowing through every moment, igniting, kickstarting a self-cleaning system. We call it a good system because of the outcome, a good outcome where pollution, meaning harmful, dangerous, toxic substances in our mind, our body, are being taken care of. Similar to how the body self-regulates with vital nutrients, the mind self-regulates with vital nutrients too, and that's good energy. We earn that just by being with ourselves and doing nothing. Might sound paradoxical, but by doing nothing, you're enabling every positive thing to happen. Allow the natural cycle to flow, to run, like allowing the bird out of its cage, free from any restriction, any cage, any grip, free to do what it is meant to do. And we sit back and let our mind free. Periodically reminding ourselves, if needed, not go anywhere, but be here with you. the mind have a time to clean itself, we can gently open up our eyes. There's a, let me open here. There was a question that was asked. It's a Buddhist, kind of like a short teaching, I guess, that was thrown around. It was a saying. It said that endurance or khanti in Pali is Dhamma, is the leading principle, is the cause of benefit called Sila, precept, and Samadhi, concentration. All of Kusala are good, everything is good, will flourish and grow because of endurance only. So there was the English translated version, and it would ask someone asked my teacher, Prajan, to expand upon it, like to have a commentary, I guess. Yes.
Sorry, Jimmy, what was the word? The Pali word?
Khanti. 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 It's in the chanting too. Tom, in the evening chanting, we have Khanti Paramang Tapoti Tikha. I can just screenshot you afterwards.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
The saying said that Khanti is the Dhamma, is the leading principle, the cause of benefit, called Sila, precept, and Samadhi, concentration. Everything that is good, flourish, and grow because of Khanti only. Why does this Buddhist teaching exist? Buddhist saying exists, and why that's such a claim, a tremendous claim about Khanti or endurance, as we commonly translate it. Throughout our day, and the wider duration, the days, the week, the month, the year, we find ourselves having to endure. From the moment you wake up until the moment you fall asleep, there are these moments and times where you have to endure and are difficult to endure. We call that suffering. It is something that trespass against you when arises, something that aggress towards you once arises. Because this is the nature of life, that when the bad nature comes up, those are the thing that they bring. Humanity and every being uses endurance to withstand, combat, and go against it. Without endurance, the pain and suffering will encroach and cause further harm, turning suffering into agony. It is as if endurance is the mind natural mechanism against pain. Whenever it comes up, endurance have to come to mitigate, to withstand, to stand against pain. No one, every being doesn't want to be trespassed or being done like that to it. It brings about suffering, difficulties, and arduousness. Arduous basically requires tremendous effort, a lot of effort. No one want to be by themselves suffering, don't want to be in difficulties. I don't want to be in a place where I have to expend permanence or effort. But it comes to them daily in two ways. Firstly, in our daily life where the bad nature bring upon negative thoughts and emotion that comes and trespass against us, be it stress, dissatisfaction, lust, anger, hatred, greed, tiredness, silliness, discomfort, agitation, aggression, everything. Once come to us, we have to, the mind force us to endure. Once in a while in life, we are met with different time bombs. Big events lasting anywhere between a few hours to few days, few weeks, few months, few years, few decades. We find ourselves having no place to find refuge in because it hurts everywhere. There's no place in within our mind or in our body that we can seek to take rest. It's just complete miserable all the time. The reason that endurance is said to be Dhamma, leading principle and cause that bring about benefit of Sila and Samadhi is because to understand that, we have to understand why these suffering happen and occur to us in the first place. The first point we're going to talk to is the natural scrambling, a natural flip-flopping between good, bad, and not good or bad inside us. One moment we are feeling okay. The next moment sometimes feel nice. The next moment suddenly we are just really, really annoyed. The bad comes together with pressure and voices that governs people in a way that they don't realize because they all believe that all thoughts are their own. In the first class that we open up at the daily teaching, we talk about how people often listen to the person they trust, be it their loved one, their friends, their family. They listen and they follow through because when their loved ones or their say something, that is the order, a program, an order, an invitation. And when we listen and we accept, we are executing the program. They told us to fetch us a bottle of water. We said, okay, and we go do so. Our body and mind run the program by itself. But we sometimes don't realize that there are also invitations coming from the inside too. Like good, bad, or good or bad. Just like how we have good, bad people and not good people in our life, there are also those same inside. We mistake them for our own self and we listen. Going through listening to a wrong bunch of voices, wrong group of people lead us to a life full of suffering, hardship, difficulties. Once done, committed, suffering is gained right when you're doing it. It doesn't feel good to do bad things. Negative consequences follow soon after. Losing a friend, of money, of time, of faith, of all these resources. And as these build up, disasters soon to follow, life-altering, changing event, breaking of family, losing of friendship, being fired, having to move, and this and that. Opposite, if you listen to a good friend, bring you toward prosperity, happiness, being safe and protected. Now the bad comes in with their with a tool that people cannot withstand, which is pressure, suffocation, and suffering. Like having a gun pointed sharp to the back of your head, being told to do it, do it. Using tactic, feelings such as boredom, annoyance, agitation, discomfort, lust, anger, greed, and all these negative states. When we have these feelings, it's as if the feeling has a mind of its own. When annoyance comes, it comes with a voice. I'm gonna smack this person. When boredom comes, the boredom say, man, let's quit, let's do something else. When lust comes, invite you to do something that satisfies the lust. If goes against them, the human will have to endure again and again, the nagging, the suffocation. Why does this happen? So that human can misuse their concentration, using wrong concentration. As they concentrate, meaning maintaining that negative state, every second that passes by, every walk, every step, every breath, pulling up negative energy. I get up and walk to shout at the other person. All the entire movement fueled and propelled by anger. Remember, sometime before you go out and shout at them, your good conscience tells you, you know what, that's nonsense, just calm down. The feeling of anger once vanishes. You have no urge to walk to the guy anymore. The program stopped running. The energy stopped fueling the system to go forward. But once we do it, it will degrade, deteriorate, push down our everything, our mind, our body, our health, our capacity, our positive strength. Make everything deteriorate, degrade, from wise to dumb, from capable to incapable, from agile to inagile, everything just moving backward. When the saying said that endurance is the Dhamma, the leading principle, the cause of benefit, called Sila, what they are referring to with Sila here means normality, who you are normally. When we all here are normally, we know that we are normally or want to be a good person, a good people. It is the bad that, one moment please. Sorry, I'm back. So when there are these words and pressure pushing you, what they are doing is to take away your good normality, encroach more on a territory. Instead of us being good most of the time, and now it wants us to be less good. In our day, maybe we are someone to bring upon very benefit to other people, 80%. Maybe the next 19% we are just wasting our time, and 1% sometimes get annoyed here and there, for example. But when the bad come in, they try to take away and destroy that ratio of good, bad, not good, not bad. Want to push the bad in more and more, taking away good and not gonna die. Today, if allow the bad to win, we might do more bad thing than usual. And therefore, today, our normality, who we are regularly, we cannot say that we are a good person today, given what we have just said and done. If allow this to happen over time, that anomaly become regular, become new normality. That's why the saying is correct when we say endurance is needed to withstand against the pressure, not to do bad things. Endurance, Khanti in Thai, we use the word อดทน. It's a compound word once again. The word อด means to abstain, to starve, to abstain. If you were to search online, it just means starve, like starve, อด food, meaning absence of food, have no food. อด เล่น mean I don't have a chance to play. อด กิน don't have a chance to eat, something like that. But it means to abstain. ทน means to endure. Combine, it really means to abstain from doing something bad. We know our virtues, know our principle. We want to maintain our good normality that is left. Even if we find ourselves not a good guy, that's okay. But we don't want to go further down than that. We want to preserve the good that we have. No matter how low you think you have the good, we want to preserve it because it can always be built up. Preserve. That's why to abstain. And why have to endure? ทน, not endure, because as you abstain them, the pressure, it will suffocate. The pressure makes you have to be in a state that is difficult to stand. These two words, because people does this, that's why in Thai we have a beautiful word called งดงาม. งดงาม commonly translated to beautiful, but actually it's a compound word once again. งด means to abstain, to restrain. งาม means beauty. Combine, it means beauty from restraining. You see people doing peaceful protest. Instead of shouting back, doing wild thing, they remain composed and calm. A beacon of hope and light for other people. When they see they are abstaining from violence, that's very beautiful. Beautiful, right, correct. That's why in Thai we call งดงาม. Beauty from abstaining, from restraining. And this allow us to maintain our preserve our normality through อดทน, abstain and endure. That's why the saying is correct on the first part. Anti Tham or endurance is the Dhamma leading principle and cause of benefit that is called Sila. Now we prove that statement. The second statement is said that endurance, so far so good everyone, of precept, why endurance is very important. The second half talks about, again I repeat the phrase, endurance is the Dhamma, the leading principle, the cause of benefit called Samadhi. Samadhi means concentration. This comes true when we are able to accomplish, able to live with and withstand the bad. When we are enduring, holding back the fort, not to, for the bad not to encroach more on our normality, not to push, not to degrade us even further. We are able to have concentration in the state of reality of the now. Because you endure, you are in the now and now. Allowing endurance and mindfulness a bright state of mind to arise, pulling up good energy to clean and cleanse all the pollution that is trespassing you at the moment, allowing you to withstand the time bomb, the event that put yourself in tremendous pain and agony so that you don't spiral out of control, to stay afloat basically. And as we remain concentrated in the pain that caused from the time bomb or the bad coming in, we gain something called taba. Taba comes from endurance, is a byproduct. It means, it refers to the ability to withstand against pain. The more taba you have, the more and the longer you can withstand against suffering, the pain. Like having tough skin. In the beginning, everything hurts because no tough skin. Later on, the thing that used to hurt you no longer hurts you. This is called taba. It's a force field, a shield that protects you against suffering. Not only that, but the more you have, the more time and space you have before the suffering turn into agony. Agony comes from the fact that you run out of taba. Your tough skin expired, no longer exists. So the suffering become agony, meaning like fall over top, overflowing with pain. You're in agony. When we are able to concentrate in the present moment, concentration comes able to be alive, able to exist, because you first recall the mind back to be aware. Maintaining that awareness is called samadhi or concentration. As I mentioned before, once maintained, you are pulling up as the mind go deeper and deeper as we concentrate. It pulls up more and more positive energy. Completing not only the first half of the teaching, but also the second half. The first half, again, endurance is a dhamma, leading principle and cause of benefit called samadhi. Correct. We have to endure the pain, the temptation for our mind to go here, go there, go everywhere to stop us from concentrating. And once we're able to get the benefit called precept and samadhi, it completes the second half. The second half say that all of the good, kusala dhamma good, will flourish and grow because of endurance only. Because you are able to maintain yourself, not only that you are able to prevent yourself from degrading, from allowing the bad and not gonna bad to encroach more on your who you are, your normality, but you're able to withstand and going to pull up good energy all the time. How is this not the base, not a perfect formula for everything that is good to flourish? When there's a time and place to do something good, because you have taba, tough skin, and practice endurance, you are able to go above and beyond to make good to great, great to amazing. Because of this, it is a foundation to make leading principle of all that is good to grow and flourish. So that's why the small Buddhist teaching is correct. And these are the reason behind it. So therefore, we should always, because suffering is all the time, as long as we are not enlightened, as long as there are still bad within us, as long as there's still time bomb, karma that will happen sooner or later. endurance. We have to remain in endurance all the time. Allowing that to be a wonderful pedestal to stand on, to do something better and better, to grow in further, to break the glass ceiling, to make something that is good, to great, great to amazing, wonderful.
All right,
Yes.
so is that a question? So I think I got it. We were saying so that what's the word again? Sorry, in Pali.
Kanti.
Kanti. So like Kanti leads to samadhi, I understand, but it leads to sila as well. Or is it like we have to endure against, like not breaking precepts, because what I'm hearing is like, all right, you need endurance to be able to have the concentration to be able to hold a precept, right? But it seems to me that like the thing that you're enduring against is like not breaking precepts to begin with. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's not about even, it's go beyond holding precept.
Hmm.
Precept, it's like to in our society, no one knows the whole entire book of law, but we have norm, culture in place so that if people abide by the normality of the society, they can be sure that they don't break any laws. But there are something inside of us that pressure us to break that norm, to degrade us. Temptation like this, like that we know that is not good. Once we engage, complete it, bring about harm and suffering towards us. And so therefore endurance is needed. All because they use a tactic called suffering and pressure, suffocation, to make you do it. Like sensual pleasure, it is a strong state. It can be any negative state actually, but it's just that it is suffocating. So therefore, enduring here means standing your ground.
And so then I guess what against the 5 hindrances, is that the kind of thing like what are we enduring against, or is it the endurance just to keep practicing? Like I keep falling into this like it's a moral kind of a equivalency, like with precepts. But do you mean like
For
like don't get distracted and like don't fall into sense pleasures and don't be restless? Is that the kind of endurance you mean?
For example, you are someone that people trust in your workplace, and today someone people trust and follow as an example. You are an exemplar to other people. And one day this guy come in, all boss and everything, and inside just rile you up, rub you the wrong way. To keep your normality, to keep the good person that you are, that people praise and look after you for. It is now being tested with the strong inner pressure for inside, together with voice to fight, to bark, to hit that guy that rubs you the wrong way. The reason that is inside because it wants human to follow through so that they have to live the consequences, the suffering consequences and disaster of the action that they have done, and live with the pollution afterward too. That's why to prevent everything that from happening, the good will have to bring up endurance to make sure that people don't follow through. Don't follow through. It's not even about breaking precept, but about normally who we are normally. Good, bad, and not good at people. This is why I said it's a leading principle to normality. Precept. Precept, like rule of law, when you read precept is just a written out strong kind of like a persona of a good person, a 5 precept, 8 precept. But what separates a regular citizen from a ordinary citizen in our community is that ordinary citizen, they don't break laws. Extraordinary citizen, they go above and beyond. When the law and regulations say that don't kill, they not only don't kill, but they also give life. When they say don't steal, outstanding citizen not only don't steal, but also give back. This is what separates. Not only that they don't go below the line, but they're able to move out. And because they are able to endure against inner temptation from the bad to derail all of that effort, to derail your normality.
Yeah, I understand, but it also seems like you need like a certain amount of endurance, right? Like to begin with, to be able to get that some like where does the endurance come from? You know, because you know, like myself, like I'm notoriously inconsistent with my practice. You know, and you know, maybe not like my normality. Like I still operate in the same way, but like when I hear like you talking about endurance, you're saying like I can't help but think, you know, like with the example that you gave in the classroom, it's like, oh, we'll just be like a good boy kind of thing, you know, like just be like a good person, and like stick to that because you know like that's going to yield you something in the future. Um, and I don't know, I wonder if that's always like the right thing. You know, like you gave the example of like you know like punching a guy or something, but like maybe it means like standing up and be like, hey, shut up, dickhead. You know, like that was the right thing to do, and I needed the endurance to like be authentic.
About enduring when you eat spicy food and your tongue is burning and everything, you naturally concentrate on the tongue. You know, really stir and everything. Like spicy. But when people try to talk to you while you're spicy, it burns more and more. Or like when you are really annoyed at someone, but you can't show attitude at the workplace, for example, you are just quiet to yourself, calm and calm and calm, until people start to come talk to you. It breaks that. It's like a glass that is gonna break soon. It's at its peak. Concentration allows you to have control. Have control. Something that's brewing up inside. But once that concentration breaks, no longer everything let loose and no longer endure. It goes beyond. About normality, not to prove about this, lives. People often say that I don't believe that being a good person all the time, you're good. Then why don't we try the opposite? Be that sort of guy for a week, a month, every day. Really try to be that person and see how does that normally yield. Obviously, I might not be something over time, not over time. Over time might not be something nice to be like that. How about being someone who loves to go out and play all the time? It might not be something that is harmful in any means, but it is quite dangerous. It takes all the time, money, and resources away from doing what is should be done, need to be done. One, so therefore, we can put ourselves about studying everything. If it is if it is left as a surface level, as like a philosophy kind of thing, then it is going to be jumbled up and placed together with all other information. Whereas what we're talking about here is people sharing about how things really is, and describing how it works and how to live in it. As someone who listens, to know it's true or not, have to put to the test. Put to the test to see if it's true or not. So that, like a big brother who been through life before, he can advise his younger bro that, hey dude, don't do this. I've been through it before. I learned the hard way. Of course, the kid doesn't sometimes won't listen, and they will do the same thing again. But for you, your guidance to the little ones is not a philosophy, but it's a truth that you're saying that you have witnessed it by yourself. And that's how the teaching that we explore, no matter in what discipline, should be like, should be the truth, the reality that you have tested and stood by. Something that be your guiding principle, shape who you are normally, and something you go back to and use when times are tough. If not, then truthfully ask yourself, what philosophy and how much of the philosophy do you remember when you are suffering really, really badly? When we are suffering, we can't think of anything but when will today end? When will I be free? Some people even worse and worse than that. No, the years and months that we spend studying about philosophy, for what? If we can't use it when we need it.
But I feel like that kind of, you know, I'm just still kind of grasp onto this topic where it's like saying, yeah, like, it's like saying like you should have a thick skin. You know, it's like, let's use that as the example. It's like, yeah, it's better to have a thick skin because then you're more resilient. You know, it's like, yeah, that's true, but I don't. You know, like I don't have a super thick skin, let's say, and so like the
Right.
advice doesn't, you know, it
Mm.
doesn't lead me anywhere. It's like, yeah, you should have like a lot of endurance. It's
Mm.
like, that's true. I can see why that would help, but I I struggle with endurance. And so, like, I guess you would say something like, well, meditation will help you with like your endurance or something. But yeah, it's like, it's the same thing with like, yeah, get it through your thick skull kind of thing. It's like, yeah, but I don't, you know, like I can't get it through until I do.
When we all face this, when we are agitated, to remain calm, what people do is they talk to themselves. Sometimes they said, calm down, ordering themselves, guiding themselves all the time, ordering, mindful. The more the, m- the more crucial the situation is, the more they have to be mindful. Every moment, every second, millisecond have to be very mindful. That puts them under control, allow them to endure, even if it just want to come out in the aggressive dog and someone just want to bark. That's why we teach ordering the very first thing, because everything is solved by ordering, and we do it instinctively, fundamentally, everyone in our daily life. From that, enduring start to build up, like a muscle building, Tom, one by one. Of course, I am skin and bones. But of course, if I do stuff, but do I have tough skin? Not really. In the beginning, everything hurts, but over time, through that, you know, prolonged endurance, tough skin are the byproduct. You get more and more tough skin, more and more tough skin. Like people, when you go to work and they said, "Hey kiddo, you have tough skin over like a year or so." Do they tell you to do anything? Not, but it's something that you gain over time as you endure the hardship of work or whatever it is. So now that we don't have it, we know that what can cultivate tough skin is endurance. Increase limit, to a point where you can tolerate this much, so much that the teeny bits of thing that used to annoy you no longer even come to your attention because you're already up here. But it's a steady growth. And that comes because you order your mind to be with yourself, one breath, one moment at a time. That's why ordering is at the fundamental of everything. One at a time, one at a time. When we argue with our loved ones, of course we know everything about them, all their everything that hurts them. But if we are not mindful, we can let the inner voice that tells us to say something regrettable and say out. But when we are mindful, when we say calm down, it's okay, talking to yourself, we prevent it from happening, from escalating the situation. So therefore it is a how can you have it if not two things, nah? Practicing and understanding thoroughly. Hi, Leo. So that's why and actually enduring comes naturally. Now when you're in pain, you have to endure. Even before anyone met any monks or any Buddhist teaching, when they get hurt, they have to endure anyway. Like I said before, it's a natural instinctive reaction happens when suffering arises. Endurance come to mitigate. Like the bad bring up suffering, the good have to bring up endurance to crash. But the secret to prolonging endurance here is mindfulness, so that the cup doesn't burst. So therefore, it's not like we don't have it. We do have it. A lot or a little, that's okay. Now no one is competing. But we also point to a secret that ordering is what keeps people going. And people can endure a lot rather than realizing, because every day they just sit it out, enduring. So we all have this capability inside us. No one is lacking, nah? No one is starting from zero. Not even you, Tom. Nah? The stories that you tell me, Tom, is very, very admirable. And without tremendous endurance, we wouldn't even see you to this day, maybe. So therefore, to say that don't have it, I don't think that is the true statement, given the Tom that I know. But in times about something that you have a vulnerability in, of course, that is something that I have to slowly look at and step by step. Now, but the Tom that I know, he wouldn't be here if without any endurance. So therefore, cannot say that. So that's why being mindful and step by step, the urges here and there are mindful. That's how we're gonna build it up. Does that help, Tom?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I guess, like a more like a theoretical basis, it's like this chicken and the egg situation. It's like, you need some endurance to get endurance. And then once you have endurance, well, then you can have samadhi and sila and all the great things. But you kind of, I guess, just have to brute force it at the start,
Today, I taught the novice again. The little guy is like 5, 6, 7 years old. For the past 5 days, they all just been running amok. But for today, I told them, just sit down now, just sit down. And 1 minute, please, I beg of you, today's my last day. I beg, just sit down and meditate. And the little guy just sit and endure. And they try their very best like this to endure. While they're enduring for that 1 minute, I told them that I know that is tough. But for someone who have the heart to go against what's difficult to do something that people find difficult, actually difficult to do, those people deserve praise, recognition, respect. So I don't really call them little guys. I call them sir, actually in Thai. I never, because I want to start in the beginning, so I never call them kids. So I say that just by sitting still, you deserve praise, respect, recognition just by being still for 1 minute. And the kid was so happy. I can do it. And he opened his eye. Tough, very tough, very tough. But now he knows, oh, I can do it. Even if it's 1 minute, the kid's happy that he can do it. I can endure more than that? Of course not, but slowly build up. So hopefully throughout the ordination, the little guys can build it up. So therefore, he have it, but maybe only a little bit, but he does have it, and he's growing it every day.